Well, you ought to watch this video then, quite frankly, because there is something that a lot of Americans do not know who have already moved here. And some of them have already moved here before the laws were changed. And the fines. Oh my Gideon. If you didn't know this, all right, you can end up around 12 grand a fine. I'll elaborate that on a moment. But if you did know, if you did it through deception, you're going to end up with like 129 grand fine. You don't want that, do you? Now, what it is there's one thing that came in called F-bar, came in 1970. And then there's another thing, basically allows them to watch your bank accounts or instruct or force banks around the world to grass on you, effectively, which is FATCA. And especially if you've got over $100,000. Now, it don't have to be on one account. That can be spread across the board. Also includes your retirement savings and stuff like that. So there's you have to, all right? I'll get to the point. You have to file like a tax return every year and declare, these forms. They're quite long, these forms are. And I believe you can do it online. But you have to declare how much money you got. And obviously, if you've earned money, you're going to have to pay taxes on it, US taxes. So my little boy just fell over again. I've got something that's poor. I better check that in a second. So you're going to have to declare your US taxes. And if not, like I said, if you do it on purpose, it's $129,210. If you forget, that was done by mistake, it's $12,921 fine. So that's say, for instance, if you've been in the US for a good many years and you didn't know about this, and being told about it is actually very, very, it gets lost with everything else, doesn't it? Unless you read all the fucking small print, things that you're supposed to do, it could be your first year and you didn't realise, right? You've got to file your tax returns. If you don't, all right, you're in trouble. Now, the thing is, you see, the United States is one of 3 countries that has citizen-based taxation, right? Now, here in France, I have residency-based taxation. I pay my taxes in the country I have the most assets and where I earn my money, here in France. In fact, I've got to do it at the end of next month. So I have to pay my taxes here in France, okay? If you move to France, you'd have to pay your taxes in France as a resident, or where your main assets are if you've been here for over 6 months. But also, you'll be subjected to taxes, you'll be double taxation in the United States. And you're only one of 3 countries that do that. The United States, North Korea, and Russia. They're all fascist countries. Yeah, I'm sorry. No, sorry. Oh, you know what I mean. Anyway, that is what you have to deal with. And if you don't do it, you're going to get fined. So I just thought I'd just share.
This guy is funny. I've been watching him for about 2 weeks. But here's the thing. Hello, Miss ATS News. How you doing? So here's the thing. They're now they're taxing people or fining them for leaving America. Yeah, I don't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. Right? Pretty crazy if you ask me. Uh, but it's the truth. Right? So if you move to another country, make sure uh, that they're not connected with whatever, and you can get double dipped, double taxed. Horrible. It's just horrible. Right? Go. I put this guy's channel in my chat. Go check him out. He's pretty funny. He kind of reminds me of I think he moved from England or something to France or something like that. But beautiful country. Just beautiful out there. He's been showing the property and everything. Beautiful country. Yeah, but so in order to leave America, if you just wanted to pick up and leave, you're going to have to pay taxes. Right? It's crazy. That's pretty crazy. Even though you're not working here no more, you're not, you're making your money somewhere else, whatever it may be, you're getting fined. Yeah. Or taxed, double taxed, right? Because you're an American citizen, you came from America, whatever. I don't know what the whole thing is. And I don't know if America has it set up where people from America can move to France, but they have to pay taxes or something like that. I'm not sure. Taxes in France, and then you'd have to pay taxes in America. I mean, ain't that kind of like holding people hostage or something? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. Pretty crazy, if you ask me. But true. Right? They probably don't want people to leave America because then the whole pot falls out, from underneath them. Yeah. Pretty. I'll tell you what. It's tough being an American. It's tough being a citizen of the United States of America. But pretty much, I think we all were blinded and didn't see it or whatever. So there you go, folks. Think about where you're moving to first before you move. Well, Canada might be the best bet, or Mexico, one of the two. I couldn't live in Mexico because they don't get no snow. I like the change of the seasons or whatever. Although it's very painful for me, but I was always raised. You have a summer, fall, winter, spring, four seasons of the year. So there you go. Right from the horse's mouth, people moved to France thinking that they weren't going to, it was over and done with, and they only had to pay taxes in France. But now these people are complaining, and this gentleman's bringing it up that some people from America that he knows moved there, and they have to pay a resident tax in France, and they thought that was it, right? But little did they know they still had to pay their taxes in America, even though they weren't living in America. In America, they had to pay over $12,000 or something like that in taxes to America. All right, so they were double dipping, much like what was going on up here in Michigan and Indiana. Michigan was claiming that they own more of Indiana, that the old timers that did the survey got it wrong. And now that we have new technology and GPS and everything, actually, Michigan owns more of Indiana than what they're thinking. And Michigan was taxing people. And then Indiana was taxing these people, property tax. And it turned into a mess. It was all over the news here. People were getting double taxed from Michigan and taxed from Indiana. So, yeah, pretty crazy. Yeah. Yeah, you just can't win anymore. Just can't win. So, there you go, folks. Pretty crazy, if you ask me. I think we got some more rain coming. We got sun now, but I think we got more rain coming. And hold on to your horses. That's all we can do. Hopefully, it gets better and people won't want to leave America. But the way things are going, I don't see it. People are leaving. Businesses are leaving. It's pretty crazy. They're going to have to do something, right? They're going to have to. They're going to have to do something. I don't know why they didn't. They should have. They should have kept that stimulus check going. Right? Stimulus checks going. They should have kept that going. I don't know why they stopped that. What do you do? Well, now I'm starting to feel like we're a hostage. a bargaining tool. If you jump ship and move somewhere else thinking you're not going to have to pay American taxes and you're moved and you're done with America, no, that's not true. You'll still have to pay taxes. Crazy. So there you go, folks. Hunker down. And we got Christmas coming. This is just horrible. It's just horrible. I wonder if being a poor man, if I moved to France, if I would have to pay taxes to the government. I don't pay taxes now, right? Because I don't make enough. They're trying to get the poor people to a high enough tax bracket so we have to file taxes so they get some of that money back. But uh, you have to make over $24,000 before you file taxes. And the poor people on disability or SSI, Social Security, retirement, they don't make enough. So it's untaxable income. You don't have to pay taxes on it. But if you notice, they're trying to get us to 24,000 a year. Why? Well, because then we'll have to pay taxes. And it wouldn't, would I pay taxes if I was making 24,000 a year on disability or Social Security? Well, I probably would. You're going to get your state back, most of it, your state income tax, most of it. And I don't even have to file state. People are like, you don't have to, but if you do, you might get something back. I'm like, well, on what? They're saying I don't make enough money to file taxes. That's a untaxable income or whatever. So, it's just crazy. This is what happened when money rules everything. They put money in front of humans, society, and a country. That came first before its own people, from what I can see. So be safe out there. Find out what countries are safe, and find out what countries are not letting America double dip. If they move somewhere and they live in another country, why are they still paying American taxes? I don't know. Maybe it's because they didn't move their money out of America. They live somewhere else, but their money's here in America. That might be a problem. It's all gone to crap in a handbasket, folks. I'm an idiot, but does this concern me? Not really. I'm already poor. People are like, how can you? Why are you not? Well, because I'm poor. I'm already poor. Welcome to my world. Yeah, you once had billions, but now you're poor. Right? Now, welcome to my world. I don't want to hear, oh my God, they're stealing from. They've been stealing from me since I was born. Idiots. Massive takeover of brainwashing or whatever. Now, I guess all that witchery, sorcery, and evil that these people have in America has finally come through and destroyed our beautiful country that we had. It's crazy. All right, you folks have a great day. I will be back with more. Like I said, we got more rain coming, I think, tonight and tomorrow. Be safe. Keep an eye on the weather. And I'll tell you what, boy, they're really putting the whammy on this. I think I pinpointed it down to where this is all coming from. And this is ridiculous. Now remember, keep an eye out for bad and report it if you can. 18 people shot last night. This is crazy. You might. Trump was just here too, not 6 months ago, 4 months ago, or whatever, in Indiana or whatever. Indiana's going to change. He turned it over to somebody in Indiana down there, down south, and they're going to handle. And they ain't doing too good of a job, I tell you that. I mean, heck, it's even in the small towns. It's in the cities. It's I'm battling a whole city, taking on all of New York, right? Up there, Pennsylvania, all them areas and everything. I had no idea. People are like, the whole dang city's trying to kill. Well, I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it if they are, battling your own town. And yeah, well, all glory goes to God, King of Kings. We keep pushing on, and we'll look for a better way and a better place and a better life or whatever. All right, you folks have a great day. God bless. I'll be back here shortly.